Hi, I'm Captain Mike. I had a viewer ask me, could you do horsehair application, I guess you'd call it, on things that you did in the microwave kiln. And had never tried that before. I'd done a little bit of horsehair out of another test kiln that I have that's rather large. First problem you're going to have with the microwave kiln is the height capacity in it. You can only get about 1.5 inches height wise excuse me, out of your microwave kiln. It'll of course go wider, and that is something like this, okay, about like this. So you're not dealing with very big things to fool with. The answer is yes. Microwave kiln gets plenty hot to do horsehair. Give you an example. Before we start, make sure, number one, that you have some kind of smelling protection. Listening to me, breathing protection, because it's going to smoke and it's going to stink up your shop. Okay, you're going to need gloves, eye protection if you don't have it, and whatever type of implements you have to grab your hot item with. Now I'm going to show you one that I tested before I decided to make this video, and then we're going to do two more, and we're going to use horsehair, we're going to use a feather on them. The first one that I did here, it's probably still just a little hot, I'm not real sure, is this one right here. See if I can get a little closer. And as you can see, it did work. Now I used a big gob of horsehair, and come on, focus camera. Yeah, there you go. Strands work better. I had too much, and so it gobbed up, but it burnt. And I imagine the temperature of this piece was somewhere around 600-700 degrees Fahrenheit. I didn't run it up till it was red hot. You could do that if you want to, but just it really doesn't need to be any hotter on your bisqueware piece than it takes to ignite the horsehair or the feather. But you work that out on your own. That had no glaze on it. I didn't fool with any glaze. That was just a piece of bisqueware. Now I had a couple of pieces of stuff here that I ran an experiment and posted the video, and could you color slip? And I colored these two. There's a green one and a kind of a pinkish one, and we're going to do feathers on one and horsehair on the other and just see how they work. Now I understand this gives you a flat finish. I don't know how the glaze will work. May get around to doing a piece of glaze. We'll find a piece and maybe do that and throw that in here too. Now I know the first thing you're asking is, well, Captain Mike, those things look like they're bigger than what you said, and they really are. These pieces run like just a hair over 1.5 inches. But the piece that I was using has no, this is my very first kiln, microwave kiln, and it is almost wore out. I even cut the platform off of it, see, so I have about another extra 1/4 inch that I can use. Don't advise you to do that unless you're like me and you have a bunch of kilns and you're using one of them. It's basically sacrificial. You're experimenting with it. And more to come on that later. But that's this one. That's what it looks like. And now we're going to put these other two in there, and I'm going to do horsehair and a feather, and I'll try to do those live. And then I'm going to go round up, while these things are heating up, I'm going to round up a piece with glaze on it, see what it does. Okay, here's the horsehair one, so let's just see what we got, okay? Now you guys that do this kind of stuff, you have a better idea of what you're doing than me, and I'm trying to do it in front of a camera too, so I can't hold it up where I can get it, and man, I hate this thing, it just doesn't focus great. So there you go, that's the horsehair on what was at one time green bisque. Who knows what it'll be when it cools off, but that's a horsehair. Be more artistic than me. Let's do the feather one now. The next one we're going to do is some feathers. These come from Walmart, I think. I'm not sure. They're just regular white feathers. If you've got chickens, I don't like it. If you got chickens, you could probably get better feathers than this, but this is what we're going to use on this one. Okay, let's just see how this works, okay? Yeah, a little hot maybe. It's hard to tell how hot to get these things. And the different kind of feathers do different stuff. But that'd give you some idea on what we've got here. It'll focus. There you go. So, yeah, stinky shop up real good and try that. The last one we'll do is this right here, which is a little cup that I already have glazed, and we're going to fire it up just a little ways and see what happens if I put horsehair on it, and then we'll be through. Here is the pot that was glazed, and we're going to see what happens when we stick some horsehair on it. So I hope it's hot enough. Let's just see what we got. Might not have been hot enough for that. Let's try a feather. Okay, there's the feather. Woo, it's stinky, stinky, stinky. I probably should have fired this thing just a little hotter than this. We'll let it cool, and then we'll see what we've got, okay? Okay, here's what it looks like cleaned off. The glaze actually kind of shines through it. So, I don't know, that might be a good idea to glaze your pots, and then the feathers or the horsehair or whatever you're using, I think this was horsehair, kind of makes it more permanent. I think these would wash off to some degree. I really don't know how much the carbon sticks in them. You guys kind of experiment with that and let me know. The whole point of this video was to see if we could do the horsehair in the microwave. So to sum it all up, yeah, we can do horsehair and we can do all kinds of feathers in the microwave kiln, assuming of course you have a piece small enough to go in your microwave kiln and get it pretty hot. You're going to have to experiment with the temperatures because it's hard to determine what temperature your microwave kiln is. I do have a video coming on that, but I'm still experimenting. So there you go, folks. Pretty neat. You can do some different things with them. You'll just have to experiment. Let me know how you come out. And that's my video on using horsehair and feathers in the microwave kiln. I'm Captain Mike. I'm out of here.